see. All right. I just escaped so far. I should have said everything wrong things so far. Now I should be careful. No, it was lovely. It was very dynamic. One of the things I really appreciated was it was a diverse community. So we had the big companies, advisor, technology providers, even farmers, the real, like in the field, from UK, from Turkey, from different countries. So for us, it was a kind of, a fulfilled, good event. Maybe Dr. We just raised a Series B funding lately, and now we are expanding our coverage globally, and we hit some new joint ventures with some of the other players in the marketplace. So for us, it was a good showcase. We bring technology in the farm, in precision farming, let me say, in agriculture, and we do help decision making to improve the efficiency of water usage or fertilizers and everything. And our main client is basically the multinationals. We work with them to improve their climate combat pledges and everything. But it was very dynamic, and it was so nice to see Food Valley. And Eileen, you play such an active role. So I kind of felt home.
Oh, that's nice. Very good to hear, and I like how you sneaked in your pitch.
That's what I can say. That's all I can say. Sorry, Eileen, you were saying?
No, thank you for your reflection. It was also great to see you there, and I think you've been a bit humble because Doctor has been, I think, a golden sponsor of this event. So you are very much prominent at that event as well. Are there any questions about the summit, or shall we move on to our next event?
So I might actually look a little bit stupid because you already explained. So Doctor is doing this identification of any diseases or whatsoever. So you are doing, let's say, the farm management, or?
No, you can call it that way. But basically, we do deploy our own technology or some other Dutch technologies in order to monitor what's going on in the farm, open land. But our main kind of advantage is we provide comprehensive solutions or comprehensive monitoring for our clients who could be on both ends of the value chain. Either it's a multinational company with buying or kind of using some of the improvements in order to kind of prove their own pledge to climate combat. Or we're working directly with the farmers to help them to improve.
And you have some regenerative agriculture, some farmers, customers who are doing regenerative.
Our main advantage is basically water stewardship, but it comes with the fertilizers, with others like input, output, all the management and everything. We use satellite data, our own sensors. But the main angle for regenerative is water stewardship that we provide.
Thank you. I see the networking is already ongoing. We'll have a bit of speed date later on, so I want to limit the event recaps. But I love the enthusiasm, so thanks to you both and also for your questions. We'll move to the next event. We had our Innovation Insights that was in person in, I think it was called Laren. We worked together with the protein community. So we had 5 different companies. I hear a nice sound, but I don't know from who. We had 5 different companies who worked on the nexus between protein and Regen Ag with a question on how to scale up. And fortunately, our community partner Aminola, Josia, you were there, right? It would be really great to hear your reflection on the afternoon.
Yes, thank you. It was our first event to be part of from Regen Ag and also the protein community. We're also part of the protein community as Aminola, so it was a nice combination. And it was a really nice event where, first of all, we got a lot of new and interesting insights about all kinds of topics related to Regen Ag, from economic data, what was very insightful for us. But especially what was really nice were the short meetings we had. What was the name again? How you call it, Eileen? the short breakout where we discuss all different kind of topics.
I forgot the name, but yeah, there were brief breakouts. So you would switch in, I think, 20 minutes or something, or 10 minutes, and you would get as much as input as possible. So you would really think along with the other other companies. Yeah.
And it was actually quite nice. It was a way of networking with each other, but also directly start thinking along from a different kind of expertise, because from different companies have different expertise positions, of course, and possibly you could help out each other. And I think that was really nice. For example, I was part of a session with Van de Grond, and we were really talking about sourcing solutions for regenerative and plant-based proteins, for example. And that's something that also touches a bit what we do, but I can explain a bit later about what we do in our introduction.
In your pitch,
it was really nice to talk about it with different companies, see different views. Even there was a farmer, and we could really, basically all the layers of the supply chain were there. And in short 20 minutes, you could already think of some problems and potential solutions. So that was really nice. And also based on that, we had a follow-up meeting with Van de Grond to discuss further detail about how they can potentially think along with us and how we can be of value for one another. So it was really nice already what came out of such a afternoon, some follow-ups. So I think it was a really valuable meeting where we learned a lot, where we networked, shared already some knowledge. I think I also spoke with, with Karin, about some Regen insights. And we used actually that information already on a meeting we had a few weeks ago in Berlin on the EA Starch. Where we really focused on Regen Ag, and we could, that's a conference, I don't know if you know about it, but a lot of big starch company come together, and we were invited to talk and speak on that conference. And my colleague Dick really took the floor to present Regen Ag as the way to go, instead of going all different complex technologies to for example, create proteins, but really look at the farm level. So it was really nice to also get information from Karin on that end, and in that way, we gathered already a lot of information that we could already structure a bit and follow up. So it was a really valuable event.
Nice. Thanks, Josie, and I'm happy your first event was, of course, so insightful and successful in the way that you were able to make connections. And of course, this is a gentle reminder and invitation for everybody to also join us on the partner event on the 11th of December. I will give you an update on that a bit later in the session. Thank you, Josie, for sharing. We also had a beautiful visual out of this session. I will, in the follow-up email following this session, I'll send you the article on the whole session, so you can recap a little bit what insights we gathered during the protein and Regen Ag session. This is me because I was at a roundtable on Food Matters Live. We presented the community there and our work on Regen Ag and what we see happening in this field. I was a bit nervous about this roundtable because this Food Matters event was focused more on R&D professionals as well as new product development. So I was wondering if people would even make the connection to Regen Ag. But they definitely did. As you can see, we had a full roundtable. There were quite a lot of different companies there, both sourcing, researching Regen Ag, as well as thinking of how to integrate into their new products. So if this is a target group or a topic that you're interested in, keep an eye on Food Matters Live. I know they're going to return next year, so it might be interesting for you to also look into it. And then we've been very busy the past couple of months. We also had a thematic day on regenerative agriculture together with RVO, and RVO is the Netherlands Enterprise Agency, which is a government, part of the government, so part of the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, kind of the implementation part. And they were really interested to host a regenerative agriculture theme day with us. And I know our partners were there because I spoke to a colleague of Dr. But I would love to hear from Harry, who was also there, who I shared some exchanges with during that day, how that day was for you, and what did you take out of the day, Harry? I'm very curious.
Yes, well, I was a little late at this meeting, so I was not at the beginning. What for us was very interesting is that we want to go to South Africa and we want to go to Turkey, and that were the countries they were discussing up there. So, and we see, as our company from Holland, more difficulties to get our products in the market. So it was great to hear that RVO can help you, support you, get the products there and also get it registered and that kind of stuff. The only difficult part of what I already mentioned, because we talked already this week, it was very, after the meeting, we didn't hear anything back from RVO anymore, while we have asked, please, if we can stay in contact. So yes, it was very interesting, but the follow-up from RVO is not at the moment what I say, okay, that was good. So I really hope they will pick it up, let's say, just before the end of the year, so that we know the status is to get our products in these kind of countries.
Thanks, Harry. I did reach out to RVO. I didn't get the message back yet, but I'm following up for you. And just for your information, we also wrote an article on the day, so that recaps well also the keynote from Lucie Schrevel, which was really engaging, and also the different the parts of the day, so where there are some country sessions where Harry also spoke about. I will try to encourage them to follow up better, but possibly it was a very successful day, and they're also interested to have this regularly. So there will definitely be a follow up, and I will try to encourage them to be a bit more proactive. But thanks, Harry.
Yeah. No, it was compliments to the organizer. It was good organized.
Nice.
Now the next step, that will be great.
Yeah. Of the bigger and better things.
Yeah.
Great. And then last but not least, on the 9th of October, we had an online session with Van der Grond on sourcing regeneratively. I think some of you were there, but I'm not too sure. But it was a great hour of kind of a workshop to also highlight how do you do regenerative agriculture in practice. We have there are a lot of discussions on Regen Ag, which is more on a conceptual level. But it's also great to hear some examples. So how do you actually implement it? So this was a great online session to get that going. And it's also a bit of a concept we're still developing to see if this Regen Ag worldwide can be rolled out in the next year. So if you were there and you're happy to share some feedback with us, I would love to hear it, either over WhatsApp or email. I'm happy to hear that. These were the events for this. For this half year. We're going over to the pitches. But before we go over to the pitch, I would like to ask my colleagues Karen and Jolijn to briefly introduce themselves, because it's Meet the New Partners, but it's also Meet the Partners, and you're very much part of the partners. If you can keep it short and sweet, that would be great, because we only have 1 hour. Karen, can you introduce yourself, please?
Yes, I can. Hello, everyone. It's great to see you. Many familiar faces here for me, but not everyone. So let me introduce myself. I'm Karin Slobbe-Visser, and at Food Valley, I am the one leading the Regenerative Agriculture projects and programs. A large one in that is the Regenerative Innovation Portfolio that we do together with VAT Foods, and where we set up and design and with financing from EIT Foods, co-finance the setup of landscape level collaborations in many places in Europe. I'm currently busy, I think, with 6 new ones, and there are some of the colleagues in the team are working on some of the others. So we're working on the setup of many landscapes, and also we are working on how do we then use these landscape level collaborations to test innovations and what innovations could be tested in those landscapes. So it's a lot of work. It's very interesting, and I think it's great to see you here in this community, because I would love to really link the work of this community more to the landscapes that are now being designed and starting. And just one specific thing still, we launched I think 2 weeks ago, a new landscape project in Poland, and I see Nicola is here. So I think that was also a memorable moment. Yes, keep it. I will give the floor to Jolijn now.
Yeah, thank you, Karin. Hi, everybody. Great to meet you all. I know some, but a lot of you I don't know yet. My name is Jolijn van Kessel. I'm the lead circular agri-food at Food Valley. So I lead the Regen team, but also the upcycling team. I was out with burnout this last year, so I'm starting to come back now again. So really looking forward to meet you all, because you all came into this great new community this last year. And it's really great to see all the work that Elaine and Karin and all the rest of the team did to help this great community grow. And this is also what I'm currently doing. I'm working with the Regen Ag team to really focus on how can we develop this community and grow the community also for your benefit and all other future partners, but also to really design a great program for you that really meets your expectations, but also meets the challenges that we defined and the solutions that we would like to work on together. And furthermore, I also work on the development of a new map that will be launched in December. You will hear more about it upcoming weeks. And lastly, I'm also an owner in my private life of a family farm of 33 hectares in the Netherlands, of an arable farm. So this topic is very, very close to heart. So, all right, great to meet you all.
Thanks, Jolijn. Before we go into the pitches, I would briefly ask the people who don't pitch to just briefly introduce themselves with their name, the company, and then in 1 or 2 sentences of what they do, so that we also know our audience. Harry, would you like to start? We already heard from you, but a formal introduction would be good before we go into the pitches.
No problem. But how many minutes did I have? No, just kidding.
You have 1 minute. Let's go.
No, just kidding. No, I can do it very simple. We are specialized in humic and fulvic acid. Let's say we do the soil, we do the crop, we do the animals, we do plants and the humans. And the products which we use is, the main product is the humic acid, which we give. For the animals, it works in the intestines, and for the crop, it works in the soil. In a nutshell, this is what we do. We have, let's say, done a lot of research in the past, so we know what we're doing, and we're hoping, that these kinds of products are getting more popular by the farmers.
Nice. Thank you, Harry, for the short introduction. We'll have a bit of speed dating in a while, so then if people are interested, they can find you.
Excellent.
Josia is going to present, Casper is going to present, Anna is going to present, then we go to Avdesh. Can you briefly introduce yourself? Please keep it short so we can go over to the pitches very soon.
Yeah, thank you very much. My name is Avdesh, work as an open innovation manager at Dr. Oetker in Germany. And I believe at least Dr. Oetker is known, so I don't have to tell. Thank you.
That's easy for you. Thank you, Avdesh.
Yeah.
Rita, we've heard from you, but maybe go to briefly introduce yourself.
I've been a banker for more than 3 decades, and I'm an investor in scale-up companies. And Doctor is one of the companies I invested at early stage. I'm a very small investor, but I also act as the company director, the GM for their international operations. I live in Bennekom, nearby to Wageningen.
Nice.
So I love this community here. Yeah,
it was a nice anecdote that Dr. Risa was there for our first info session in person while it was an online event. So he always has a special place in our heart.
It was awful, yeah. But great. Anyway.
Yes, it was great. So this is, please, if you're interested to catch up with Dr. Risa, we'll have a bit of speed dating in a bit. Julien, you're going to present. Nicolas, I don't know, I don't see your video, but if you're able to introduce yourself briefly, that would be lovely. Yes.
Yeah,
oh,
sure.
There's a face. Amazing. Good to see you.
No, thanks for inviting. So I'm Nicolas Priou, leading all the different Regen Ag projects in Europe for Bunge, and Bunge is a leading processor and trader and distributor of oilseeds. And now that we have the chance to get with Viterra, so basically we merged with Viterra earlier in July this year. So Viterra was a leading part for all the grains, so wheat, corn, oat, barley in all over the globe. So now we have this, let's say the widest crop rotation that we could directly serve to our customers. So
nice.
I'm super happy to be here, and I was part, as Karin was mentioning, of a new project that we are doing with EIT, which was the kickoff for the Lower Silesia project, 360. So it's a landscape approach that we are working with other multinational company in order to deliver, let's say, Regen Ag over a 3 years project in Poland. So nice to
Very exciting. Thank you so much for being here and joining us. I will definitely share a bit more information in the follow-up email on the Polish landscapes and the press release that went out on these amazing efforts. And I know it's been quite a process to get to the landscape. I see your smile, so we appreciate your efforts and perseverance. I don't know the details, but I know that you've put in a lot of work, Karen, as well. So very much appreciated. I think I've had everybody, so we can move over to the pitches. Yes, look at that. So many pitches today. Josia, I would like to start with you, with Aminola. This is your slide, also the partner booklet, so feel free. You have 2 to 3 minutes, and then if there are any burning questions, people can ask those.
Great, thank you very much. Yes, so thank you for the introduction. My name is Josia Veenvliet, and together with my colleague Dick van Beek, we are really invested into Regen Ag and finding ways how we can include it also in our own supply chain. Me personally, I'm a sustainability and project officer at Aminola, so I'm responsible for all sustainability projects, but I'm also involved in other projects related to IT and data, just because I'm really interested in that also. That's about me. For the company, we are a supplier of plant-based ingredients. So we basically supply a lot of ingredients to the European market. Our main markets are pet food, aqua feed, and we're slowly starting to also supply the human food consumption market. So that's also really interesting. We've been working on really hard. We really focus on strategic partnerships, so working together with, for example, factories all over the world, thinking of India, Thailand, but also the Netherlands, South America. So a lot of places where we take our plant-based ingredients. And for example, a good example of a partnership we recently started is with a company called Welsus in India, and they really supply high valuable plant-based proteins. So that's really something we've been working on and building as a company. And question that I had to answer is, what do we bring to the table? So as I mentioned, we really are focusing on Regen Ag, me, myself, and Dick. So we followed multiple trainings on the end of Regen Ag. Me, myself, I have a background at the Wageningen University and followed multiple courses on the end of organic production systems. I even wrote my thesis about syntropic farming systems on Bonaire. So I have quite did some research on this topic. So it's really nice to put it into practice this way. And we also invested into, as a company, in a social program in Malawi, where we also have around 500 hectares, where we try to set up a Regen Ag farm. This is slowly starting up, and the first agroforestry elements are popping up in the system. So that's really, really nice to see and to also be invested in. So therefore, we also have some practical experience and learning also by doing. And what we really love about this community and is to just build a network and finding people who are like-minded and are having the same vision as we have, because we see in the market it's not always like that. People are much focused on money still, and that makes sense. It's also part of sustainability, but at the other hand, we also have to look at the planet and the people around it. So that's yeah, we were looking at people who can help us move forward. And I think the last session I also shared it already a bit. It was really valuable, where you can share knowledge and you can help each other to push this project and Regen Ag further into the world. So that's I think a short introduction about Aminola, about myself and what we do and what we like to bring and get out of the this Regen Ag community. Are there any questions?
Thank you so much. Yeah, if there are any questions, now is the time. Does anybody have a question?
I do. Hi.
Yes, please go ahead.
Yeah.
Hello, hi.
Just my personal question, but you said you also studied in Wageningen. What was the program you studied?
I started with a bachelor called Business and Consumer Studies, and then I followed up with a master Sustainable Supply Chain Analytics. So, yeah, how to analyze supply chains, find sustainability aspects, and also make it more sustainable ways to make it sustainable. But at the other hand, I followed out quite some minors and courses about the organic production systems, also some development studies. So yeah, that was the combination of it. So the bit hard business numbers, analytics side compared to the organic production systems, and how we can use that in the world to make the world a better place, so to say.
Very good. Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Nice. Any other question? Otherwise, we move on to our second pitch. Yes, Anna, go ahead.
Yeah, I'd like to ask a question. Your ingredient experience, and can you tell a little bit more about your ingredients? How sourcing? Is it a platform, and what sides of businesses are you working with? Is it more like especially do you work with small businesses, because we're a small business, yeah. And I know that regenerative community is quite, at the moment, consists of a lot of small businesses. So do you do that work of bridging the small businesses together and small regenerative communities towards startups like us? Yeah.
Yeah, good question. I think this topic came to us I think now 1.5 years ago, where we really started investing in this, because it took part of our heart, so to say. So, but what we basically do is sourcing products from all over the world. So this is at the moment still a lot of conventional products, where a lot of farmers are supplying the products to one of our partners. The factories can be mostly in the country itself, and then we bring it to Europe and supply it to our partners or customers in Europe, to the different markets as like pet food, aquafeed, and food. And what we're now trying to start to do is working with local agencies in the countries where we source, to look into programs, how we can integrate Regen Ag practices, for example. But this is also still in the starting phase, and also in that way we're looking into ways how to implement it and to grow it further. Does that answer a bit of your question?
Yes, I suppose so. Yeah, thank you.
Okay, great. Thank you so much. Thank you all for your questions. Of course, Aminola is a partner, so it's not like you can only ask questions now. So this is just a starting point to give you some tools to get the conversation going. I'm always happy to connect you to Josia, or feel free to reach out. We're going to go to the great. Thanks for your pitch. It was amazing. I'll go to the next one, which is Soilytix.
Yes.
Kindly take the floor.
Of course. So yeah, please pay attention to me, because reading and listening to me at the same time is impossible. So Soilytix, the reason Soilytix is founded is actually because there's now a huge biodiversity collapse going on. And I'm not speaking about the above ground biodiversity collapse, but the below ground biodiversity collapse. We've seen that the FAO thinks that 90% of the soils worldwide, agricultural soil, will be degraded by 2050 already. So, and this will lead to global food insecurity. And at Soilytix, we really think that the reason this is because we as humans can't value what we can't measure. So if we don't see it, if we don't see the numbers, if you don't feel it, we don't value it. And that's why we bring a new technology from the universities to the market, and that is DNA sequencing. Basically, we are a soil lab, German companies, where we are analyzing soils, physical, chemical, but also biological. So we take a soil sample, we extract DNA, and just like a barcode in a grocery shop, you can exactly know what kind of fungi, bacteria, nematodes are living in there. And we use this data to really understand why there are yield differences between fields. For example, why fields have high pathogen pressure, and also what can we do about it. So we find correlations between what's living in the soil and the yield, and based on that we can advise farmers to improve their fertilization program, but really focusing on the biological side. So what we bring to the community is that we actually are validating Regen Ag practices as well. So instead of saying that everybody needs to do cover crops or biostimulants, we actually test it if it works. So we do this together with many bigger agricultural input companies. And more what we bring to the community is that we always are open to collaborate to bring regenerative agriculture further by measuring and validating this. And what we are looking for is, in Germany we have quite a good name actually, working with many universities, agricultural companies. That's why I'm here in Agritechnica as well, in Hanover. And the next stop is the Netherlands, and we really start to get some momentum there as well. So what we are looking for are partnerships and potential clients as well. We are bootstrapped and probably going to be break even this year. So investment is not something we look at, but we are always open to talk about that. Yeah.
Elaine, you're muted.
I was on mute. Sorry, I said the sound is you are on location, so that's why the sound is a bit wide. But we heard everything perfectly. Thank you so much. I see some clapping from Josiah, but Avdesh, you probably have a question.
Yeah, no, thank you very much, Julian. Very impressive. Understood. Just as a scientist, do you also know? So measuring microbiome is one thing that one can predict and also see that how plants will be growing and the yield. But out of that yield, do you also know if there are researchers or if there is a way to measure if these produce that we have got out of regenerative agriculture practices have more nutrition in the yield per se?
Nice question.
Yeah, super cool question, and that's also exactly what we want. So we really want to get soil health in a good place, then animal health will increase, and plant health, and then human health will increase as well. So most of our use cases currently are on yield actually, but we are starting also to look at the nutritional value. So if you know what's in the soil microbiome, you can also focus on the quality of the crop, and this can be sugar content, but also nutrition. So I'm actually talking with certain food companies, but yeah, if you know someone who's interested in this, we would love such a project.
We are the food company actually, so but our consumer don't know the advantage for regenerative agriculture. Therefore, difficult for us to sell. Like, what is the premium in there?
Yeah, exactly. And what research has shown right now that sometimes if you have a regenerative carrot and a conventional carrot, the nutritional value is not just 1.5 times more, it can be 1,000 times more. So you need literally to eat 1,000 conventional carrots to have the same nutrition from one regenerative carrot. So I think more and more consumers are starting to notice. So it's good if you as a food company also start to do research about it and act upon it. Yeah.
Thanks both for that suggestion. We are actually, I can't, reveal everything yet, but we are planning to have a session on the nexus between Regen Ag and health in 2026. So this is definitely a topic I see that you're both very passionate about, and also the connection to the consumer is something we have also been looking into. So this is definitely food for thought. I have to cut it off here, but again, this is just a starting point. So you're both a partner in the community. Feel free to to see each other also outside of this meeting.
And I need to go because I have a meeting in 3 minutes.
No
so
worries.
Sorry for that, but if somebody wants to have a matchmaking with me, you can just message me everywhere. So thank you for organizing it. Ciao, ciao.
Thank you,
Julian. Thank you.
Perfect timing because Anna is up. Kindly go ahead, whole different ball game, but also Regen Ag founded. So kindly go ahead.
Yeah, well, first of all, I'm thrilled to be part of this community. In this half an hour of presentation, I can see that already I can get so much. I see my questions listed here, and I was like taking notes, and it's really, really incredibly valuable. So thank you so much for welcoming us. So we are consumer-based consumer brands. So we are called Bemuse, and we make non-alcoholic sparkling honey wine. So it came from a consumer perspective. There are 2 co-founders, and I personally was a very moderate drinker myself. So I was looking for options for people who do not drink alcohol, and it's a very big consumer topic now in the market. And Natalia has always been passionate about environment. So we looked straight away at our business from that perspective. We wanted to create something which is good for your health and good for your planet. So I've seen a lot of conversations now that biome of the soil also means personal biome there is this connection between the soil and the human biome. And if we look at our consumers, they are mindful drinkers, but once you start thinking about what you put in your body, you immediately also think about the environment and the world around us. So it's the same type of process and the same sort of philosophy, and our brand is built on that. So we didn't want to replicate any existing drinks on the market, and we look at this incredible ingredient, honey, which is by complexity of taste rivals wine, because it's different, so much different from the depending on the ecosystem of a locality where the bees were gathering nectar from, and from culinary perspective, from every perspective, you can do so much with it. It's versatile, and at the same time, by promoting an alternative drink which is done differently, not like conventional winemaking, which is very harmful to pollinators in particular, to the planet. You bring that into perspective, so you sort of give option to your consumers to have a different drink. As you consider apiary, which is very small, supports biodiversity, increases yields according to some research, and then you've got a vineyard, as beautiful as it is, but it's very intensive on pesticides and quite harmful for the soil as well. So that's our proposition, and we now want to take it to the next step. We started to research about regenerative agriculture as we were growing our business, and we wanted to improve our supply chain, incorporate regeneratively farmed ingredients into our drinks, and tell this story to our clients and our consumers, because we believe that consumer brands, they have to be at the front of regenerative agriculture movement, because ultimately the demand really comes, well, we know from the government, but also from consumers directly. So brands like ours can be very powerful storytellers, and that's a challenge as well. How do you talk about regenerative agriculture? It sounds too scientific and very complex, so you have to simplify it. You have to really deliver that message, and nature is such a powerful tool. When you talk about nature, it's really appealing to a lot of our consumers. So that's what we bring to the table. So we are defining how we can explain to consumers about the movement, how can we bring it to their attention, how we can become the advocates of changing the food system. We did quite a lot of impact marketing, so this is something we develop and can share our experience. We did pollinator walks in London, connecting urban culture with nature. We did partnerships with chefs in restaurants, again maybe I should have said that I'm based in London, but my co-founder Natalia in the Netherlands. So we are in 2 countries, and I'm just talking a little bit more about London now at the moment because that's where I was best and involved. But in the Netherlands, we're doing similar things as well. So we, for example, partnered with London chef, very prominent chef, who was so fascinated by our drink and the different types of honey we used that he developed the whole menu around our drink. So it was not the food pairing that you normally get, that the other way around. He looked at the ingredients in our ingredient and cooked with these ingredients. So that's very, very interesting partnership, and yeah, putting the ingredients up like center of the meal. So really starting with the ingredients. And what we look for.
Very briefly, yes, very briefly what you look for. Then I have to stop you because we have one more pitch. Yeah. Go ahead. What you're looking for?
We look to improve our supply chain, so for ingredients and suppliers. That nutritional value question that just came to mind, it's also very important to us, because how do you preserve this nutrition value? So R&D, I didn't put R&D on the slide, but that's one of the things we're looking at as well. When we process our ingredients, how we maximize keeping the nutritional value. Then biodiversity measurement, we'd like to talk to our consumers about something specific. If you buy our product, then what does it mean for the nature? And for that, we need to partner with platform that measures biodiversity, or just have maybe even idea on knowledge exchange, what we can achieve. And we're also looking for investments, so impact investors, introduction to an impact investors community. That would be also very valuable. Yeah.
All right, thank you. I see one question from the Avdesh. Any functional benefit of this wine value proposition for consumers? I think you already expanded a little bit on that. That you're currently developing that, correct? And also how to...
So we in drinks industry, you have separate, a little bit functional drinkers, a little bit separate from alcohol substitute, what we are. So we are just saying that we are all natural at the moment, but what we want to do, we want to say, well, we are using regeneratively farmed ingredients, and they are that much higher in nutritional value. So that's what we'd like to achieve as the next stage.
Great. Thank you. I want to leave it at this for now because you took a little bit more time with your pitch. So if there are any questions, we can address it later on, or you can reach out to each other in the chat, of course. Then we go to the last but not least, the pitch from vGreens. Casper, I think I should give you the honors.
Yes, thank you very much. So
great.
Hello, everybody. Thank you, Eileen, for giving us the stage. First of all, very inspiring. Thank you very much for sharing this all. It's, I think, very, very cool to see all these activities, because we are obviously sitting all in the same boat. And as vGreens, I have the pleasure to introduce it to you, but we are actually more than us two, because Max and myself, we are co-founder, but we have 2 other co-founders, Stefan and Klaas. And we have a team of 20 people at the moment. We are located in Essen in Germany, and we try to really have an impact by creating or develop a platform, a data-driven platform, which basically is purely focused on fruit. At the moment, most of our efforts are designed around the strawberry, because that is, as if you ask our co-founder Stefan, that's Champions League. That's why we started there. And yeah, our idea is obviously really connected to the regenerative agriculture. I had this discussion with Eileen because we basically are just dropping in yesterday, so probably the youth partner.
Super fresh, yes.
Just completed everything yesterday. But what we basically do is we build a system which is based on hardware to feed our software component, and this hardware is then particularly in greenhouses. They can be hybrid systems such as greenhouses, but also closed system, and then we use that data to create and feed our software, which then allows our customers to really produce the fruit they need at the time they need it, also at the quality they need it, and that is really dependent on them. We have, maybe in comparison to any other companies being on that segment and that market, we have a really biology-driven approach. So this is all-centric. So what we try to do is we always take the plants and then we look at the plants and try to make a 5-star hotel for them in this case. And I was just looking for Julian, but he had to leave. But we don't use any soil, so that's there's no clear link to Julian yet. But we grow them in our racks, which are basically modular systems, and which can be placed into, as I just said, every environment you are interested in, whether it's closed or not. And what we are looking for, obviously, partner in green crime, I called it. I think you all are. So it would be nice to just have a fruitful exchange. And obviously, our idea is to scale also our software and therefore our business. But by doing so, we hopefully have a real impact on the market. And that's basically what is also our driving force and why we founded the company 2022. And maybe just as a side note, the other co-founders are full-time working for vGreens. I'm part-time working for vGreens, and I have also a role because I'm working as an assistant professor at Wageningen University in the marketing and consumer behavior department. So I like your discussion about consumers very much.
Yeah. We'll rope you in on our programming for 2026. It's been good to add you and as a resource or an expert.
Be there. Thanks. Yeah, that's it.
Great. Yeah. Thank you so much, Casper. Are there any burning questions for Casper? Is there any partner in green crime who would like to comment or have a suggestion or have a question?
Hopefully partners, at least. No questions for partners. That's important.
If not, that's also fine. We're a bit like the networking is already happening. So what I want to do is have a brief speed date round that you go into breakout for 3 minutes. So use your minutes well before we return and look ahead and what we're going to do in 2026. But first, I would like to thank all the partners who pitched. It's not always easy to put your story into 2-3 minutes. So thanks a lot. I'm going to open the rooms now, and then I'll see you back in 3 minutes. A very speedy speed date session. Great. Yeah. Yes. Welcome back.
I think there were not 3 minutes.
Yes, there were, Harry. I set a timer. I actually set a timer. So it was 3 minutes on the dot. I know it's too short.
Because we didn't have, so Harry, and I think we have lots to talk on, so we need to follow up on this. And Nicholas, we couldn't even speak to Nicholas.
I'm so sorry. Nicholas, then you have to...
it was a quick one. I think that 3 minutes I was listening, so super interesting discussion. I think that for the nutrition density, I think it's a super interesting case because I heard it today. I think that the entire agri-food chain is taking it as the next North Star. I think that Regen Ag is one of the way, but basically giving a value for the final consumers, to value it as a certain premium, I think might go with this kind of nutrition density. So super interesting to see that a lot of different initiatives. I think that we are honestly at the beginning of it. And I think that for the moment, at least by speaking with a lot of different marketing departments in all the different multinationals, they don't know how to value it. So I think that we know that there is a big treasure underneath, but basically how to make the education towards the final consumer for them to value this type of nutrition density, there is still a big gap today. So I think that it will be a long journey, I think, in this nutrition density point. But
Totally.
Yeah, talking about our pain point. That is so nice to hear.
Thanks for that discussion. I have duly noted this topic as a topic of conversation of interest for the community. I want to be mindful of your time. It's 12 on the dot, but let me briefly walk you through what we have for you in store in the coming weeks and months. So we're looking ahead. First of all, Jolijn already introduced it briefly, but we're currently working on the Regenerative Agriculture Transition Map. So that means if you're part of the community, you are automatically part of the map. And as you can see on the visual on the right, that means that you will actually have your spot on the map. We're currently still developing it and we'll keep you posted, but this is very nice showcase of both your work in Regen Ag and also what the community in the different landscapes within the portfolio, how they connect to one another. And we hope that this visual will also accelerate the transition because it makes it so tangible to see where everybody is working on Regen Ag. I'll keep it at that. I'll keep it short and sweet, and we'll keep you updated on any developments. And then please save the dates because we have some events coming up. The first one is an in-person day, our partner event on 11th of December. I know not everybody is based in the Netherlands, but if you are, we highly invite you to join us. The theme is the future on our plate. Are we on track? Or of course. And then within our Regen Ag session, we have a Dare to Ask session where different parties within the value chain bring up their biggest question, challenge, and other people in the room, other professionals will think along on how to solve this challenge or big question. The registration is open now. I hope one of my colleagues can drop the website in the chat, but we'll also send it to you afterwards. Please join us because as a community, we love to see you there and we love to hear your input as well. I will share more details on the program also in our follow-up email. Then we have a New Year's reception on the 8th of January. I know it feels weird to already talk about 2026, but it's getting to us fast. We'll do a virtual toast. We have some new partners there as well. Nicholas, I hope you can present yourself fully there, pitch yourself, but I will contact you about that. And then, of course, we'll give you some insights in the full program for 2026. And then already looking at February, we're doing an acceleration session. So that's a deep dive session on a specific topic. We kick it off with market trends and consumer perspectives in Regen Ag. We collaborate with Innova Market. And looking at the conversations in this meeting, I think it would be very relevant for you. And then as a sneak peek, that's not on this slide yet, we're actually following up with an innovation insight on the nexus between health and Regen Ag. That would be in March. But please be part of the New Year's reception and then we can give you all the ins and outs on that. For now, this was the Meet the New Partners.
February is in person, right?
Sorry?
The February event is in person. Oh, that's also online.
Online.
Oh, so that's
yes.
also online.
Yes.
Thanks,
it might be a hybrid one, but we're yet to figure that out. But we want to make it available to everybody, and as our partners are from everywhere in Europe, we thought it would be best to at least have it online. But I'll let you know if it will become hybrid, so that if you want to join in person, then I'll let you know. Thanks, Avdesh, for your enthusiasm.
Thanks.
We will also send all calendar invites, so you will please make sure that you save the dates. Thank you so much for joining, sharing your thoughts, your insights and discussions. I know there's never enough time to talk about Regen Ag, but I think we had a nice hour of exchange and sharing ideas. Thank you so much, and I hope to see you on the 11th of December. If there are any questions, remarks, please find me on my email or LinkedIn or WhatsApp. Thank you so much. Thank you all.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
Bye all.
Thanks, Jolijn, for the link.
Yeah.
Jullie mogen ook nog even... Oh, oké, ze zijn nog weg. Goed zo. Oh nee, zie je ze nog? Nee. En...